when you talk to Anwar, before you join PKR, there must be some discussion about what role you can play, in PKR. What will be your future within PKR in the next few years? The next election and all that. What are those discussions?
You may find it very strange that the politician thinks this way that I did. Really, I went to the party without any condition. I didn't say, look, I want to be member of parliament, and I want to choose this particular seat. I want to be the vice president when it comes to the next election. You have to assure me that. No, none of those. I want to be a minister once you establish a government. I find this will be what would the word to use? Something simpler, something that I should not do. So Anwar and I said, I came in without conditions. Because I see in his agenda this great opportunity. You miss this opportunity. We go back to the old ways. And it'll be a long, long while before a person of his stature will come out that can bring the Malays and the Chinese and Indians together. Bring the opposition parties together. It'll be a long, long way. And UMNO knows that.
But if you're offered, would you stand for general election again as an MP?
Quite honestly, if I want to have a role, I would prefer to be made a senator, not to have to take care of a constituency. Because look, I'm 65, my friend. I've gone through the whole mill. I've been for 15 years. I was Anggota Pentadbir, a member of the administration. 15 years, To me, the goal and it doesn't glitter so much anymore. I don't know whether you understand where I'm coming from. But I leave it entirely to his hands. Now that I've come into Keadilan, he is the leader. Okay? And my role is to make sure that somehow he will lead the charge, as it were, to become the government of the day in the next general election.
But dealing with perception problem, like people have seen there's a comment, there's comment that PKR is accepting a lot of marginalized leader or former leaders, so they can transform the former leader. So it looks like the agenda will be a bit diluting because there are many former PN.
I understand.
That kind of critical comment.
I understand. I've seen on the website when they said the rumors were going round that I was going to come in, and then later it became to materialize and became more concrete to say be on Saturday at Sunway Lagoon. There are people who write, "You trust these guys from MCA." I can understand that sentiment, and I don't get angry. I know I appreciate how they feel. It's for me to work out to show them in the future, my future life. Okay, what I really stand for. I'm not the favorite of the main media in this country. I was not, because they saw, I don't know what they saw in me, but they wanted to also marginalize me. I've seen it again and again and again. Even my party newspaper has marginalized me for years. Star. So, thank God for the alternative media.
But like some of the promises, the local government election has not been really implemented yet. There are a lot of expectation from against the Pakatan Rakyat.
Yeah.
So do you think that the PR will be able to manage all these expectations, all this demand?
Let me put it this way: there are any political force that is in the process of transition will have to go through some pains, before they can really settle down and consolidate and push the agenda forward. This is nothing strange. You look at Barisan Nasional. After how many years now? since independence, we talk about independence, it was earlier than independence, of course, you know. It's 50 over years, more than half a century. And yet, you will see contradictions taking place within the MCA. Within UMNO, huge contradictions took place. Within MIC, within the Gerakan. But as long as you have the main media, mainstream media on your side, all this will be patched up, you know, by the press. They will know how to manage the news delivery and how they present the news. But for Pakatan Rakyat, they don't have that kind of main media. So whatever little pimples that show up on their face will be, they will take a magnifying glass and they say, wow, that guy's got cancer, you know. It's only a pimple. But I do understand where you're coming from. I believe that Pakatan Rakyat must develop an esprit de corps within the members of the three parties. No more wild cards. I think I now understands that.
How's your relationship with DAP?
I would say quite good. Quite good. Considering the fact that I was many years in the administration of the country, but I would say, to me, the key to everything is to have a heart that can forgive and forget. That, in fact, is the greatest secret that every politician must have. Then you can look beyond the squabbles of yesterday to a common mission. I've learned to let go and forgive. I don't harbor. Once you harbor this anger, this hurt against the opposition, you can never bring yourself to work for the greater good.
And what would be your advice to PAS? I mean, you know, you did mention about the fact that in your speech the other day that you know, UMNO is trying to bring PAS in.
Sure, this
unity government thing, and this is one of the reasons why you decided that.
Yes, of course, that and the prosecution of Anwar for Diwat. I understand that the matter has been settled with. No more talk about unity government. That was in the papers, and I did ask about this because many people are quite simple. They may think that, wow, what's this when this party hasn't even come to power and they're already quarreling among themselves. That must stop. And I don't know what role I can play, but I would try to make sure they are more cohesive force, clear policies. Whatever you promise, you must do.
But that, I think a lot of that relies on, depends on PAS really. I think, you know, you can see PKR and DAP, they are more or less quite at ease with some of the policies. But PAS definitely, you know, there is a faction there, and it's a pretty strong faction that are still, you know, still having problems coming to grip with some of the policies that Pakatan is projecting.
Well, I understand that those problems have already been resolved. So that is a great comfort. I think, what was the last election? Manik Urai.
Yeah, that's right.
Will be a big eye-opener for PAS.
But some people will say that that by-election could actually lead to a split within PAS rather than bring the two factions together.
No, they know they will be committing kamikaze if they do that. You see, even with the return to a more cohesive force after that period of wooing by UMNO to split the opposition, you see, they still won. And but they won by only what, 60 over votes?
Yes.
67 votes? I think that is almost godsend, you know. You win, your 5th straight win of by-elections in the peninsula, just enough to make you, all of us, humble.